What do you think about the Jibbies?
Khaleesi, what do you think about the Jibbies? She's like, I do not care.
Yeah. Like, look at my donut, okay?
Don't talk to me. Read this.
Welcome back to the Dog Mom podcast. It has really been a while. I'm your host, Jen Glaser, and welcome to Dog Mom podcast presented by ZippyPaws. A lot of you who used to listen to us know that this Dog Mom podcast was started back in 2020 during COVID lockdowns. I started this as kind of like a side project of mine, a passion project. I had a little corner of my then guest bedroom as like a little recording corner, and I had a little setup to really talk to the other people in the industry, to talk about my experiences as a dog mom. But I think, fast forward 5 years now to 2025, I want to revamp the podcast a little bit. You can see our new updated studio with our cool sign. So I want to talk more about the business, about behind the scenes for our company, showcase more of our business decisions day to day, and also talk more about to my team. Time to time, I want to bring on some guests on the show. These are my friends and colleagues in the pet industry, whether they may be dog moms or dog dads, just to give you a little bit more insight into the pet industry and about ZippyPaws in general. So today we have a very special guest, Simon from Jiby.
Hello.
So thank you so much, Simon, for being the first guest on our new revamped show. You're very brave to being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
No pressure, right? So, just welcome to the show and tell us a little bit more about, yourself, about Jiby, and about how you started in the pet industry.
It depends how far back you want to go.
Let's go way back.
Way back? Okay.
As far back as you want to go.
So I actually had a different business before this. It was called Pet Green, which is still kind of running on the side right now. It's mostly direct to customer in Asia, but I was in Korea working as an engineer back in 2013 is when I first went out there, right after high school or college, and I did that for about 5 years, and I wanted to do something fun. And in the pet industry, I created this artificial grass pad. It's like with a plastic bin, and it goes down. There's different versions of it out there, but I really made like a really nice one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't even think I knew this about you. So
a lot of people don't know.
This is news to me. So
yeah.
Yeah. So that's still going on.
Yeah. Not super actively pushing it.
Right.
I want to do more design stuff, more fun things. So I started doing clothing. And that I launched right before COVID. And COVID really messed up my manufacturing.
Right.
So that kind of derailed my path there. But what I did, everything has a purpose, right? I started to make these skateboard dog bowls. Yeah, so I made dog bowls out of skateboards. They're old skateboards. I cut the holes out of it. I put the bowls in there, and that was like a passion project during COVID. Since my manufacturing, which was in Korea, got affected first. So a lot of the manufacturers there were shut down, still to this day, actually. So that's kind of how Jiby had its rough start. But, we've been tumbling and finding our way, and I started doing little art, and people were asking for smaller pieces or something more accessible, not just a dog bowl, because they loved the art, which was very surprising to me. And then we started Jiby's. That's the new product that we got going on, and that's our passion project right now.
2 months ago, you actually won an award at Global Pet Expo. So tell us about that.
Yeah, no, that was pretty fun. It was very surprising. Well, I would say I had high expectations. I'm not gonna lie.
You were like, I'm gonna get number one spot.
I wanted number one.
Did you get number 2 or number 3?
I got number 2. Yeah. Do you want to know what the first one was?
I think you told me, but I can't. What was it?
It was a anal gland supplement for dogs. Yeah.
I mean,
it must be pretty good.
I guess a lot of dogs have anal gland issues. I guess. Know.
Yeah, no, we're stoked about that. We're trying to make some big waves here, just change the game, the pet industry, doing new stuff, and
yeah, I think a lot of pet owners really like personalized things. They want to showcase their pet's personality, and I feel like Jiby's really help to showcase that.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're trying to do. Every dog is different. I think especially the new wave of pet parents are just trying to do, they're really family, right?
Yeah.
They're replacing human babies.
Yes.
They're way better and easier to take care of, right?
I'm like, I have both, and I can say that my dogs are definitely easier than my human babies, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think people are really understanding that dogs have different personalities and different needs, and just really connected. They say the owner looks just like their dog, and
yeah.
I feel like it's so true.
It is true. There's a lot of owners that really look like their dogs. And just not just the physical appearance, but how they carry themselves, how they approach life.
Their personality.
Yeah, the personality for sure. Definitely.
I feel like Khaleesi is definitely.
Pick her up, and so we can see her. And
all right, let's see. Do we look alike?
Let's see. I think so. Just give her some glasses and you can...
All right. Yeah. She's my angel. She's everything, but definitely takes on after me. I feel like different personality stuff. And also just things that we like to do, like outdoor things. Stuff that people like about our Jibbies is sharing that bond. And it's a new way to do it that I think other products don't really do. Mm-hmm. So it's been a lot of fun.
So the Jibbies has like a elastic on the other side, so you can put it on their collars, on their harnesses, or on a backpack or anything that you have. And I think on their shoes for sure. Yeah. And then you can just like swap them out based on your mood or what you want to showcase. Like if you can say, oh, I love boba, and then you just have your boba Jibby on there. Or we'll talk about our collab later, but today I invited you to come on the show to talk about the tariffs and to give people kind of a snapshot of how it's looking for our businesses, the challenges that we face, and kind of how we want to try to forge our path through this uncertainty. And it's not meant to be any political commentary, it's just to give you a snapshot of what it's like for us and what it means for you guys who may be interested in the pet industry, or, you're a small business as well, manufacturing overseas, or you're just a fan of ZippyPaws and Jiby. So we're just going to talk a little bit more, give you a little background about the tariff situation. So I think I'll go first with the dog toys. It's always been at a 4.3% tariff rate for us. That's been throughout the whole time that we've, had ZippyPaws. And even during Trump's first term, when he increased tariffs on certain items, he did not increase it for dog toys. So we've stayed at a 4.3 up until very recently in February of this year. So in February, he increased it to 10%, and then very quickly to 20%, and now we're at 145%.
That's crazy.
Extra.
As well.
I can't even remember. Is it 145% over the 20%?
I think it's total.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, right, because it's 125% plus the extra 20. So overall, it's 145%.
It's insane.
Plus, for our dog toys, is plus 4.3%.
Oh, yeah.
But for our life jackets and, that has an additional 25%. That's still on from... years ago. For a toy that, if you say it cost me $10 to bring in, now we have to pay, $20-something.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a huge hit on businesses like ours that manufacture overseas. We only have about 2 containers that are being hit with the 145% tariffs, and they're hitting soon. They're on the water. Luckily, before all of these tariff increases, we brought in a ton of containers to anticipate, because we anticipated that there was tariffs coming. So we brought a lot of stuff, and I just gave you a tour of our warehouse, so you see how like we just like put everything just into the racks wherever we can. We try to bring as much inventory as possible so that we can still pass on that savings to our customers. But moving forward, it's very uncertain.
That's great that you planned ahead like that.
Yeah.
We didn't have inventory ready in China to ship that quickly. I mean, we have inventory here, luckily.
How many months of inventory do you think you have here?
That's hard to say because after Global, we brought in a lot of new partners with distribution. I mean, we're kind of just growing our distribution and wholesale now. So we weren't really ready for the big boys, like the big distributors or the big chains, which I'm still working on right now. I'm still trying to close those deals. Hopefully we do have that problem where we're out of inventory, and but with like direct to customer, we're pretty good. And the smaller mom and pop shops we're pretty good, but I don't know, maybe 2 months, but that's not including the big guys.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So we're not. I mean, we're trying to figure it out.
I think that's just the case with everybody, is that we had plans or we have plans, but these plans are just really temporary. It could be for the next month, it could be for the next week, or tomorrow everything could change.
Luckily, a lot of our new partners are overseas, like our neighboring countries like Canada, Mexico, South America. I'm just telling them that we're going to deliver later. So crossing my fingers, hopefully Trump backs off, and I think it sounds like he's going to, right?
Yeah, I think it sounds like they're working towards like a broader trade deal that lowers the tariffs.
He has to.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they must come to some kind of agreement, because this is unsustainable for everybody, for China and for us. I mean, I know that in China, a lot of the factories have just stopped production. They've stopped work. Yeah, because no one's really buying.
Yeah.
And they're afraid that if they manufacture the product, then people won't pay for them because they don't want to pay for the extra tariffs. So I've heard a lot of them want extra deposits. So,
really?
Yeah.
Shouldn't they want more business or be more?
Yes, true. It's just that they're afraid that the U.S. companies might not have the money to pay them. So they don't want to produce the product and not be able to get paid.
I see.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't want to risk that.
Right. So they'll still make it for you if you prepay or pay, like a bigger deposit up front, so that, in case they don't deliver the product, they're not out of, money. So,
have you been able to bring the prices down at all? Negotiate that?
Not really. I mean,
I was trying.
So for us, we mainly manufacture in China. And, if you followed ZippyPaws, you know that my co-founder, who is my dad, worked in pet manufacturing for about 15 years before ZippyPaws even started. So he's, worked on those relationships, and we have really good relationships with our manufacturers. So our prices are actually very, very low in the industry.
I see.
So we've just kind of passed those savings on to our customers. There's not really anywhere room to go down. In the last 2-3 years, we've been doing some production in India. So our Eco Zippy line is fully made in India. And we've also looked into Cambodia and also Vietnam. But those countries can't really make the volume that we do in China. And, all of the materials are still Chinese materials. So they just ship all the materials over and just assemble in Vietnam.
Yeah. A lot of Chinese manufacturers opening factories in Cambodia.
Oh, yes.
In different countries.
Yes.
But I think because of the tariffs, right? But Trump also hit Cambodia with the tariffs, so it's not even a win.
I think now the tariffs, as of today, April 30th, when we're recording this episode, he put a 90-day pause.
Okay.
Now you can import from Cambodia, I think, either with no tariff or just the base 10% tariff. Once that pause is finished, it's a 50% tariff if the plans don't change, right? Because they could change at any time. So everything is very uncertain. it's hard to do business because, you know, you get a big order. Just say you get an order from Walmart or something. You know, you agree on price. They're like, oh, I want to buy these toys for $2.50. And all of a sudden, if your cost is going to be $3, you know, you're losing money if you fulfill, right?
There's no way.
There's no way.
Costco, Walmart, Target, they're going to be empty. They're saying they're going to be empty in a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, they say that. So, I mean, we're not sure. I feel like any week there could be updates and things could be different.
I'm crossing my fingers. That's honestly kind of what I'm banking on because, I mean, I have bigger POs coming with these new partners that we've met through Global, and with the US ones, I'm just hoping, you know, a couple months, 2-3 months. If we need to delay delivery, then we do. I think they can understand because we're just starting with them. It'd be probably different if I was in your shoes where you already have the relationship and they need to keep it restocking and everything. Yeah. Since we're just starting, there's a little bit of flexibility, but I also don't want to wait on the delivery too long.
Right.
Hoping that he backs off. And I don't know, I'm curious to see to what. I mean, how low? How low,
yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I mean, I don't want to make any predictions, but I'm hoping it's around 20.
20% is, I think, a good number.
Maybe 20 to 50, somewhere around there.
Oh man, hopefully not 50. But especially with like these, like this volume game is kind of new for me. Direct to consumer doesn't really take that big of a hit, but now that I'm seeing little adjustments make such a big difference, and the big partners are always trying to like get the lowest cost, and there's not enough margin to really eat that 50. I mean, definitely not 125. So
they want to make their margins too, right? Have you had any people asking you to, like, you know, outsource from other countries?
No, I haven't really had that. I think there are some jobs or some manufacturing that can be outside, textiles, for example, but plastics like silicone, there's not a lot of places that do that. Especially not on the level that China does. China's the best at making stuff, not just the cost, but the quality. Like the US definitely doesn't have that technology to do manufacturing on that level. It's going to take years for them to try to catch up. I feel like China
has really, in the last few decades, put a lot of money and manpower and just really tried to develop manufacturing, right? Because I think a lot of people who don't really understand like the intricacies of our business, they think, oh, why don't you just make it in the US? And like, I love to pay more for made in the USA products, but people don't understand that there are no options to make it in the US.
Exactly.
I mean, I understand the want to buy American because we want to create American jobs. We want to further our industries and innovations. But as someone who is making the product, like, I don't have the capacity to put money into manufacturing. Like, that's a whole other part of the business. I think unless you're Apple or somebody who you can vertically integrate your whole manufacturing, your design. Even do that. They don't even do that. But that's just like so much. And for someone to do it in the US, I feel like it's almost near impossible.
I think it's impossible. It's not just expensive. People don't want to do it. I feel like that's very difficult to find, at least in my experiences, finding the quality here. There might be some manufacturers, but you know, it's hard to find a really good one. Not to mention, like, the prices are insane.
And I think some brands probably can do it, whether that's, you know, very premium product or they do it at scale. But if you want low minimum order quantity, so for like a newer company, you don't want to place an order for like 100,000 units, right? Like, you want to buy like 100 units to try test it, sell it online. You can probably buy a couple thousand units if you have a bigger customer, but that's just a lot of money for a small business owner to have up front. So what China does well is they have very low minimum order quantities so that you can try the product.
Yeah, I think a lot of people that do source in the States probably more focused on direct to customer too. That's my guess. The silicone, like I said, we just don't have other options. Even other countries outside of China, they get their plastic from China. They're like the main plastic manufacturer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of
at their mercy, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's what Trump's realizing is that
right.
He tried to win this match, this battle with China, and America is years away from trying to catch up or keep up with China in any way. And
I mean, speaking as a small business owner, like I'd love there to be a more balanced approach, right? Where these kind of costs are hurting me and the employees that I employ. So we've had to downsize in the last couple of years. I've lost maybe 30% of my staff. So I've just trying to be, smaller, to have less expenses. And obviously that's a lot of people's jobs that I'm
tough.
giving up, right? I just wish there was a more balanced approach that where we can, not rely so much on Chinese manufacturing, but still allow the people like us to have like an off-ramp, right?
It is tough because you want the U.S. economy to grow and start to industrialize, but I don't know I think it's too late. I think it's too late for U.S. to really make that their like a real economic value. Free trade would be so amazing. Like this is kind of new to me too, is Europe. I have a distributor that I'm talking to there. That Europe free trade situation is so nice. Like there's so many countries they can distribute, no problem, no duties. Like that seems like a very just a very cohesive, very harmonious way to go about it. But
interesting, yeah. I guess we're just in the negotiation phase right now, so we'll see where we end up. But definitely like policies that protect American interests, but also it's good for the American economy is what I think we all hope for.
What are you gonna do if they don't bring it down? Hopefully not.
I feel like I've asked myself this, and I don't really have an answer. I have been trying to diversify our manufacturers, so I'm hoping to do more in other countries, in Vietnam and in India. It seems that as of today, there is going to be like a trade deal reached with India pretty soon, and it seems to be that they're friendly. So I'm hoping that can pick up, and luckily our manufacturing in India is very large, and they can take on kind of like the volume that we need. Nice. It's just a matter of like getting them set up with our SKUs, and that's going to be the difficult part. So I think we can move some of our SKUs over, but that's still going to be a process. Hopefully low tariffs from India.
Yeah.
And their quality is comparable, but some of our unique products are definitely a lot cheaper to do in China, and they do it really well because we've worked with the same factories for like 20 years or so.
And any molds that you have, and dye lines that you have, that's a lot of money that goes.
That is a lot of money. So it's going to be difficult for us. I think we'll just kind of blend the margins a little bit more. Obviously, I have 2 containers that have the 145% tariffs, so I need to make that up somewhere. Right now, I'm just trying to decrease my expenses so I can be a little bit safer in that way.
Yeah, try to take less of a hit. Or Amazon, do what they're doing, right? And Temu, they're adding the tariff as like a second line item.
Is that? I heard about that. Is that live yet, or have you seen that? I haven't even been on Amazon lately.
I didn't. I just saw it on social. I didn't like look at it, but that'd be crazy.
I feel conflicted because I see a lot of people do like meta ads on Facebook and Instagram, and they talk about, tariffs are coming, buy it now, so I don't know, that kind of rubs me the wrong way. I see a lot of people engaging with that, so I feel like those ads must do really well, but it feels a little ick to me. I don't know, what do you think?
I agree, because I think it's misinformation a little bit. What if they lower the tariff before it hits the U.S. port? Will that still be 145 or 125?
feel like people have already been paying that tariff
Really?
already. So
Is the tariff assessed before it leaves the dock?
I feel like it has been different because in the first 2 times that the tariffs were increased, they were saying, "Oh, you have until," I think it was in February that they announced it, and then they were saying you have until March, just say March 10th. So all the containers that were loaded onto the container before then don't get the tariff. So they had we had a few weeks of planning at that point. And then when it got to the 125%, he just said, starting tomorrow, it's going to be
Oh my God.
added. So there was no planning. And a lot of people who had their stuff on the water, like on the way here, that they thought was going to be 20% was immediately hit with the extra 125%. They didn't even have the option of saying, I don't want to ship it.
Yeah.
Based on this, they were just hit while it was on the water because he was saying everything starting tomorrow was going to be hit. So there were 2 instances where the policy was a little bit different. So
yeah, I didn't know you could do that on shipments that are just sitting there.
Yeah, I think it was after China imposed the reciprocal 50%. He was like, I'm going to increase it, and it's going to be immediately, like starting tomorrow. Yeah.
Waiting to see what happens, like.
For sure.
And just figuring it out as we go.
Yeah, I keep saying that, we follow the rules of the game. We play by the rules. And now the rules are changing. So we have to figure out if we're going to be in the game and how we can play by these new, very new rules that were just imposed on us super quickly. So, yeah.
I know you understand as a business owner, especially with all the experience you have, is that, everything, you just got to expect things to go crazy once in a while, and me and Leia are very used to it. Like when I launched Jiby, COVID hit right there. I was kind of testing the new line, new products. I was doing hoodies and walking gear. I mean, looking back, I'm glad it happened, and now I'm doing this. But at the time, I was like, oh my God, I think businesses that were established before, they were able to take advantage of COVID and really booming the economy. But I was just trying to figure it out, and then my manufacturing got messed up. So I was like, okay, well, of course that would happen. The timing is perfect. It would happen to me. It's such a struggle. Leia, we got married when she was visiting, but she had to work on her marriage visa to come here. So COVID really messed that up too. Mm-hmm. So we were apart for 2 years. Yeah, no, we were not happy about that for sure.
But now you're here, so.
Yeah, she made it. We had to meet up in Mexico for our anniversary and stuff. That was a tough time. And then, we've been kind of doing a lot of direct to customer with Jiby since then. And now we've had this huge momentum from global and this past Super Zoo, and we're trying to do wholesale and big partners, and then
the
tariffs, and I was like, oh my God, I'm not even surprised. Of course, my path has always been there's always different challenges that everyone's dealing with, but I'm just used to curveballs and things going sideways, and
because you've had different products and different brands that you've had to navigate. So I don't really have any experience with that. I just stuck with the one thing, and luckily it's been carrying me through.
Yeah, no, you're extremely successful. I mean, you didn't have to you stayed on your path and found success. That's amazing that you've been able to do that.
I mean, we've had definitely challenges, scaling and everything, but I just try to stick to the core, what people love us for, and just stay true to that. And everything else is just noise, right? Everything, you can do this type of marketing, or you can do this type of sell to this type of customer, but ultimately it's just mainly about the product. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have a good, solid product, no amount of marketing, no amount of just hype is going to, hide that for years and years. And so that's why we always invest so much into the product.
Yeah. Same. I think it's a tricky balance, especially these days with social media. So focused on the brand and the product. But there's times when I'm really struggling with like selling it, like the social buzz, the hype that you're talking about. I feel like so many brands are just built on that, not really the product anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's going to have the same longevity that you had, and I'm assuming not, especially because social is so, like apps go up and like in and out, and trends go in and out. And I'm trying to follow your lead there and really focus on building a brand emotion around it, and but at the same time connecting with people, which is great that you doing this.
I'm trying. I'm not really a social media person. I don't like to put my face in there. I like to stay behind the scenes and work on like product and strategy and things like that. So
yeah, you're not out there doing TikTok dances and twerking and.
You know what? Maybe I need to learn more from you. I'll leave the twerking to you. I think you're just a better twerker than I am. So.
No, man, I am. I've been pushed by Haley. She's like our first full-time employee, but she's been really trying to get me out there and get my face. She's very excited about this podcast and me being here, and she's like, make sure you take all these videos and do all this stuff. But
you need somebody there to push you to do that stuff, because it is super important, and I've come to realize that, and I need to do better as well. And I'm like, how do these people get millions of TikTok followers? I don't get it.
I'm more curious about how they run a business.
Right?
Like I don't have time. Like I'm like stuck in meetings all day designing products, and then like just planning. I mean, there's so many things the list goes on, but also like changing gears and doing videos. Like it's tough, and like especially creators that have like their desk shot and all the stuff, and like it looks all pretty, and my desk is like so messy, and the process is it's not all beautiful.
But people might resonate with that. They might like that
for sure.
Right? Yeah, I think for me the biggest challenge is, like you said, the shifting of the mindset, because I work from home most days, and I'm just like, my kids are at home, so they're just like running around being crazy. My dogs are just crazy, and it's hard for me to get a couple of hours of like deep work. That's why the deep work is like only when they go to bed. So at night from like 9 to 11 is where like I get my deep work done.
Yeah, same.
Day to day, so many people come to me with problems or questions, or we're
like me.
Yeah, yes, like with you texting me, I'm like, oh my God, Simon, stop. Okay, I'm in deep work right now. So to do these videos and to do this planning, it's just so hard on me. I think, I just need to block out certain days where I'm just doing content or thinking about creative. And I think getting out of the house, getting out of the office is good. My team is doing some videos upstairs today, so hopefully you see some fun content for them. I'm like, you guys are really funny. Like, everybody should see how funny you are.
No, they are. We had fun creating content with them at Global, and I think the donut, which we'll get into later, was perfect. Haley and Tori and the rest of your team was pretty funny, all the stuff that we made.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, we need to showcase you guys. You guys are fun. So you hold me to it, because you're like my accountability partner in this, because I think a lot of founders are very good at this, and they're very good at telling their story.
You need to set time. Have someone that's like pushing you, like Haley does with me, making sure that I film myself, and
I'm like, can Haley be on my team too? Like, can she like send me texts every week
she's
and be
mine.
like, did you do your content yet this week?
Definitely have your team try to get you involved. Have them choreograph the dances for you.
Okay, maybe not that. Okay, we'll work up to.
You should do one with your kids, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, your kids are super cute.
You know what? It's funny because my kids don't like the camera, and right now they're at the phase where they say no to everything. So anytime I ask them to do anything, it's going to be immediate no. So I have to think about how I'm going to get them, be like,
reverse psychology.
Yes, be like, don't dance.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, okay, I'll dance.
The boys, they're rebellious.
They're so rebellious. Yeah, everything is immediate no. Even though I know they want to do it, they're like, no, just because you asked.
Yeah, that's funny. At least they're super cute, and they're twins.
Yeah, they are cute.
They're identical twins, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's another crazy dynamic that you're dealing with, which I can't even fathom. Like, just the business side, I have like so much to learn from you, and I really admire how much you've done, and I don't understand how you do it all, but like with a big team and this giant warehouse that you got, and then you have 2 kids.
Luckily, my husband currently staying at home with the kids, and I work from home, so I can be there, you know. I mean, the first 2 years was difficult. Now they're a little bit better. So when they get to age 3, and people are telling me like 4 is easier, so I'm like looking forward to age 4. So luckily I have support in that way. You know, with the office and with the team, you just gotta trust your team to take care of certain things for you. In the beginning, it's hard to let go. But at some point, if you have a good team, then they can just like take little bits and pieces of the company and do that for you.
Yeah, I'm definitely learning to try to do that, just because I'm so used to managing everything by myself, and you know, you have a certain way of doing things, and just like the amount of detail that you have to pay attention to. Slowly I've been trying to, you know, really, I mean, my team, they're amazing. They really are enthusiastic. They want to do things, they want to learn. So I've been really giving them things and trying to let go completely, and you know, not micromanaging, I think, is key, and trusting them to do what they can do and learn. And I've been getting better at like not stressing the little details as much as I used to. But I don't have a team of like 30 people like you do.
Yeah, now we're down to like 20, 22 people. So it's definitely easier to manage when it's a little bit smaller. You have less, you know, office politics. You have less layers of command, because we used to have a lot of layers. And now we're just kind of back to basics, and it's been nice. And with the kids, you just gotta be like, you know, it is what it is. You know, I try my best. They're gonna turn up the way they're gonna turn up.
I don't know, because I'm not a parent, but I kind of feel like if boys are a little bit easier to be like, oh, you just turn out how you're going to turn out, right?
Boys will be boys. Yeah, that's what I hear all the time. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, that's why we are spending so much of our time. We've really given up kind of like our social life to spend time with the boys. If I'm not working, I'm always with the boys. I like don't go hang out with my friends too much. I just put that part of my life on hold, because I really want to provide them with a solid foundation of being comfortable with themselves, being confident in themselves, just being there for them for the first, 5 years of their life.
Yeah.
And then once they get older, it's just, it's up to them at that point.
Oh, I mean, what can you do? You just do your best.
Yeah, you just do your best. Yeah. I feel like with them, I try to give them as much self-confidence, because in the future, that's like your inner speak, like how you talk to yourself, right? When you're going through something traumatic or stressful, are you telling yourself, oh, I can't do it? Or are you in your mind being like, it's okay, it's just a period of my life, I'm a good kid that, maybe did something bad, but I'm good and I can do it, good things again, or something like that? Or do you fall into the trap, right?
I think that's great. Like the opposite of what a lot of first and second gen Asian American parents did.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Or first gen Asian American parents, like they scold you, like they'll beat you,
Yeah.
So,
but I'm like, we turned out good, so I mean, I do understand where they're coming from, and it's funny because my kids, they're 3, and then when you talk to them nicely, they won't listen to you. But if you raise your voice and you tell them, hey, if you don't do this, then you're not going to get this, this, and this, then they do it right away. So I don't know if it's just my kids or if they're boys, but they really respond to like the authoritarian discipline.
Yeah,
it's funny.
I don't know. It depends on the child, I guess. And like, I was supposedly a very obedient, like calm baby, and then I got crazy later. I was super rebellious later.
I was definitely obedient and calm when I was a kid too. Yeah. I mean,
like your whole life or what?
I don't think I I ever got like crazy, but I mean, during my teenage years, I didn't really have that good of a relationship with my parents because they're just strict, and I like now I kind of see it from their view, right? They just want to protect me from anything bad that happens, but of course, you just as a teenager, you just want to do everything that you want to do.
Yeah, no, that's terrifying. I always tell Leia that I want a daughter because I don't want a crazy boy like me, like a little terrorizer. But at the same time, having a girl would be like terrifying, like another level of terrifying. It looks very difficult. Like
each stage definitely has its difficulties for sure. Yeah. Should we talk more about the Jibbies?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have one?
Oh yeah, I have one on my shoe. And this is perfect for her because she does not care. Like she literally doesn't care about any other dog or anything except for getting pets and me and Leia. But yeah, no, I love. This is like my current favorite Jibby.
It's so cute.
It came out amazing.
What do you call these again? You were saying these were extra. I forget the word that you used. They were like, was it juicy?
Oh yeah, extra juicy. Yeah, I made them bubblier. You can see the progression of the Jibbies as when I first started. They were a little smaller, flatter. I actually thought people wouldn't like it would be too big. Like the Daisy was our main one. Which
right. It's a little bit smaller, yeah.
Most of the ones in the beginning were pretty small, and I thought, like, people are not gonna like it. It's like sticking into a dog's neck, and then I realized that people want it bigger and then juicier. Yeah. So a lot of colors now, and then getting the puns is key. I mean, we get requests all the time from customers and people that follow us. Is like, oh, you should have it say this, and helping with the design process like they did with this one, which was really fun. And I love that we're doing it with the community to create new stuff, and that's really what we want to do moving forward.
Yeah. It just creates more loyal followers as well because they feel like they're a part of the process.
Yeah. We want to make them part of the process and make it like everyone has a little piece of it. So we have so many new designs that we're working on, and collaborations that we're trying to pursue, but this one was like a no-brainer.
This was fun, and I'm like, oh, of course the donut, because that's our best seller. We sell millions of these donut toys, so of course, and it's very punny. And knowing our customers, they like punny things too, because some of our bigger customers, they always ask for more puns on the product, but they always want that. It's like like a margarita. They want it to be like a cat toy. They want it to be a meal gorita and things like that. So
I think especially cat people, right? I feel like there's like another extra layer of like how edgy you can get.
Yes.
So we've been really starting to get into the cat versions, making smaller ones, and we're really excited about that line.
Yeah.
But I love that about the pet industries. There's no limits. Like you can have a lot of fun with it, and that's great that your partners, like your distributors or whoever your customers are, they want the funny ones, because that's what we've been learning, and now we're like pushing the envelope and trying to get funnier and funnier.
For sure. They want the puns, they want to laugh when they see it, and they want it to be like relatable. They want it to be trendy too, because back in, I think 2014, I came out with these like emoji dog toys. That was like the biggest thing for like 3 years.
Oh, yeah.
It was just like making emoji faces into like little plush toys. And, a lot of people were like, oh, that's just kind of like, I don't know, boring or something. But it just, people really resonated with something that was like trendy at the time and made them laugh. That was just like one line of products that like did really well all of a sudden for no reason, and nobody else was doing it.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then of course I got so many imitators.
As long as you were first, right?
The first and the best, right? Like if you're not the first, you got to be the best.
Yeah, for sure. That's what we're trying to do with the Jibbies, is not just be the first, but do it the best.
Yes.
We're going to see people start to copy and create similar ones, but I think I'm not too concerned about it because, one, I think our team is amazing at coming up with fun designs, and the creative process with everyone is great. And also, we involve the community. I think that's
Yeah.
really where we're building a moat around our brand, is protecting what we're doing, and it's not something that anyone can just knock off. So we're ready. We've heard some rumors that there's some big stores that are working on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. Big stores that everyone knows. So
Oh,
keep
okay.
an eye out. And,
I'm like,
yeah.
off camera, you're going to tell me who it is.
Off camera, I'll tell you. But you guys know, if you see it, then make sure to support
It's not
Jiby.
Jiby's. If it's not Jiby's,
Yeah.
don't buy it.
Yeah.
It's not the original.
Don't buy that one.
I think I want to do like an in-depth episode about, product and branding and how to differentiate yourself from the imitators and also the people that came before you, right? But it's just so interesting how that dynamic is, and it kind of ties into the tariff situation too, right? Where a lot of these people on Amazon will use your product photos and then they'll sell it as if they're your products, and they're just cheap knockoffs. So I think a lot of people, when they think, oh, Chinese brands are crap, they're just like junk, they're probably thinking of like those knockoffs that look good on like an e-commerce marketplace, but they use our photos because we use high quality materials. They use our photos and then they make it cheaper with lower quality materials and workmanship, because they have to use cheaper materials because they're not going to be able to get their prices like my prices, and then of course their products are crap. I think that's where the misconception is just because we manufacture in China doesn't mean we use crappy materials. We still design and quality control here.
Yeah.
So, and you're paying for my team that designs these products. You're paying for my team that sells these products and market these products.
Yeah, I think that misconception is kind of slowly starting to get unveiled. People kind of understand that just because it's made in China doesn't mean it's bad. I haven't really dealt with the Amazon. I am nervous about that becoming a problem. I'm sure the day is going to come.
You'll probably see your stuff on AliExpress.
Oh no! Oh my God! Yeah, I have a.
And you can't go after them too because they're not in the U.S. So that is definitely a concern.
Yeah, what can you do?
You just have to keep innovating and just build your brand and build more products. So they're busy imitating a product that was popular 2 years ago, but you're working on newer products.
Yeah, no, we're constantly coming out with new ones. I'm really excited about it. It's great that the turnaround is fast. I don't know what it is for dog toys, but we can get new designs and like out production done in like less than a month, which is like incredible compared to like the dog bowls or dog hoodies. Those took forever. That was my biggest challenge of that business back then, is like being sold out, not having inventory, and then having to restock, and it'll take like 2 to 3 months. But dog toys, like how long does that take?
It takes quite a while for us now, just because our customers want bigger quantities, so we have to have thousands of inventory per launch. We're not as quick as we used to be. We used to be much quicker, but that's just because I can't be pushing out so many products all the time, because some of our distributors and bigger customers, they only add products twice a year. So for me to push all this product out, they need a long lead time to add their products, and then they only add it twice a year, and then I want them to be sold in distribution before I sell to consumers. So it's just our model is a little bit different. Before, we used to kind of sell to consumers first.
Why did you switch?
Just to offer more benefits to our bigger customers. Yeah. And to our wholesale accounts. They want the best products first, and we've just kind of catered to them because they're our core customer. Yeah.
That makes sense. That's good to know, because my business was mainly direct to customer up until now, and we're really making that pivot, kind of taking a hit in the direct to customer side just because I'm so focused on the B2B. Yeah, that makes sense to really serve your wholesalers and pet specialty stores first. And
sometimes the products don't overlap as much. So the things that will sell on Amazon might not sell as well in stores. So my goal is to have different product lines for these different type of customers. Some of it obviously overlaps, are like bestsellers. Everybody wants them, but giving our wholesale customers some specialized products that you can't get anywhere else. Like you don't want to walk into like a mom and pop store and you can buy the same thing on Chewy for like 30-40% less. I mean, that's just not good for anybody, really.
Yeah.
So I want to have a specialized products for our stores, and then on other marketplaces, maybe they could be like different bundles, or they could be different varieties, but our bread and butter is just kind of like our distribution and our wholesale account.
Yeah, no, I gotta work on that too. Is having that separate SKUs and product line for different stores. That's something that we haven't done. I think having a different assortment would be great, because I don't want my wholesale pet specialty stores to get upset about it.
And I say this, and it's always a work in progress, right? Like it's not perfect, and I keep updating my assortment. And, our customers change over time, and their business model changes over time. So what used to work for me 5 years ago, it might not work for me today. So it's just always seeing what works for everybody.
Yeah, I bet. That's going to be a new challenge for me moving forward. We'll see. We can do another collab someday. But
yes, that would be fun.
I love the donut one. Doing like a special chocolate one or something. Like very limited to certain stores or something.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, chocolate would be nice.
Yeah. We can talk about it later.
Okay, we'll brainstorm after. So